Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining Jazz and Tea in the Ladies Lounge tonight on this special Wednesday, Wildcard Wednesday. And today's topic is lover of friends. Oops, sorry, y'all. I have to turn my phone down. Can the opposite sex be friends? Or can you even be friends with your ex lovers? What are your thoughts? So, we already knew this was going to be an interesting topic because honestly, to me, this is a never ending
Debate.
topic
Hmm.
or debate, especially when it comes to the opposite sex. It can be a on forever. Like either you're gonna agree or you're gonna disagree, and
Right,
there's
right.
no wrong or right answer. That's the
Hmm.
thing.
Hmm.
But having these type of conversations is where it can get real heated. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're having a conversation outside of your relationship.
Yeah.
You can have this conversation with somebody in your workplace. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? And it could get heated because
Hmm.
everybody thoughts and opinion of this opposite friendship can go so many ways.
Yeah. Oh, and it can go sideways real
So,
fast.
we got listen. Just we chime in when y'all want to.
Right.
Share your comments, your thoughts, or experience, or
Hmm.
opinions that y'all feel can the opposite sex be friends.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, honestly, yes, I do feel the opposite sex can be friends, and I also feel that ex lovers can be friends. Now, how you distinguish ex lovers, again, that's one of those to each his own. Ex lovers, are you saying that
You were in a
you were in a
relationship.
relationship, ex lover as you love that person? Was it just sexually? You know what I'm saying? So when you say ex lovers, again, now you got to break it down.
Yes, and I'm also interested to hear the fella's opinion. And I also want to thank everybody who just hopped on. Thank you, Annie M, Tim, Kenya, and Miss Harris. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure y'all chime in. We would really love to hear y'all opinion on this. Lane, yes, boo. Thank you for hopping on, girl. You gonna love this topic. Can exes, can you be friends with the opposite sex? Can your ex lover be your friend?
So it's
It's
actually
two
two
different
questions.
questions, though.
It really is
Yeah.
because you can be friends with the opposite sex and never, went to the level of,
Even thinking about them in that manner.
sexually or having some type of sexual encounter. I don't care.
Hmm.
Maybe you just kissed. Maybe the person flirted with you, vice versa. Whatever the case may be. Can male and female be friends? And can you be friends with the ex lover? For both questions, I would say yes.
I can agree as well because I mean, of course, for a long time I was the only kid,
Mhm.
and we grew up in a neighborhood where it was men and women, and I had my mom and my uncle, and you
Right.
know what I'm saying. So I grew up around a lot of men. I grew up around a lot of boys,
Right.
and a lot of them I've never looked at that way. Not even as I got older, and we've always maintained a strictly platonic friendship.
Right.
Even if, and then as I got older, even if I found out like a dude was interested in me, and we had that conversation, or no, he let me know he was interested in me, and I didn't feel the same way. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But he still remained in my life. He still wanted to be my friend. Regardless if he was waiting off his chance to get off the bench or not, after 20 years, you know, at some point, you know
Right.
that you're probably going to be in the friendship category, which is not a bad category to be in because I feel that you don't always have to be in love or you don't always have to have a sexual relationship to maintain an opposite sex relationship.
No, not at all.
Or even, the start of one. Like, even if
Mhm.
we kissed and we was like, oh, that was awkward,
Right.
we just better off as how we are. You know what I'm saying? And we can go on with our lives as adults because I feel like, and
Mhm.
with the exes, I read a quote and um, it said something like, and I want to know your opinions on this quote too. I think I wrote it down somewhere. It said basically, in order to be friends with your ex, either you're still in love with that person or you never loved them at all.
To still be in love with your
No,
ex.
to still be friends with your ex, you have to either still be in love with that person or you've never loved them at all. And that's a quote. And I was like, well, I mean, not saying all quotes are true, but I mean, that's very subjective because love is a very subjective thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you're I can love you as a human. That's why I think men and women can be friends. I can love you as a human. I can care about you as a human, but I don't have to want to be with you to do either one.
Right. And even with using the word love, like even to say I love you. Like I have male friends that I can say I love you to, and I know it don't mean nothing beyond I love you.
Like I want to see you do
Right.
good. I care
Now,
about your life, stuff like that.
if they take it that way, that's on them. But again, at the same time, I have never had the feedback to be like, oh, you said you love me, so that means something. But that's when you know you're dealing with a grown man.
Or a woman,
you know,
yeah.
or even if they have it in their mind, you already know not to cross that line with either that female or that male. Because it's men out there too that just be like, no, just because you cute and you got it going on, that don't mean I want you.
Exactly.
Every compliment, every friendship with a male or whatever does not mean that a dude wants you.
Like he checking for you all the time. Carmen said, and Carmen just made an interesting comment. You can't erase history and time shared. You absolutely cannot. But what you can do is let that history be exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? If it's history, it is what it is. It was what it was. And now we're not there anymore. It could have been, y'all, it may have taken some time. Maybe you figured out y'all better off as friends. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that person isn't great, but he or she may not just serve you in the capacity you need them any longer. Or maybe they never did. You know, because just because you have a great friendship with someone of the opposite sex, you may even try to go into a relationship saying that, oh, this is my best friend, my lover. And you go into that relationship and you realize, like, this guy's not a good lover for me. Right. But he is still my best friend.
He's still a good friend.
Yes. Because I can still talk to him and tell him anything, but for us to be together, it's not popping.
Right.
You know? So it can go either way. She said some of those times may have been your best. You remember those good times, and you remember the good times and let that history be a lesson learned. Exactly. You know, that's a good thing. I mean, you can either let history repeat itself and expect a different outcome, or you can let that be a lesson and take what you can from it and move on. Now, that's with anybody in any relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We may have been friends, and then we may have broke up and not talked to each other for years, but then we come back because we've matured.
Right, exactly.
And we can deal with this in a different, more adult way.
On, like you, the person that moved on, had a whole nother family. You done moved on. And it's just like, hey, good to see you. Hey, what's going on? And walk away and be nothing. Now, once the mind get to wondering, again, that's the, whatever they do. But again, like, you know what line to cross when it comes to that. Even if you're not an ex-lover, can you still be friends with a male, vice versa, a female?
Right.
Yes. Honestly, and not even just today's society. Because I'm only 38 years old, so I ain't that old. So I ain't might to see like back in the old days. But I know back in the old days, you probably couldn't do it. I don't know. But just in today's world, or from the world that I grew up, or how I am, it's impossible for me to say that you cannot be friends with a male, or a male cannot be friends with a female. That's the dumbest thing to say, at least out of my mouth, because it's impossible. Because I know me as a person. I know where I stand in my relationship. Regardless if you were an ex-lover, or just a male friend, I know where I stand. And once you get to know me, and once that we done did whatever we did in the past or whatever, and where I'm at now, you already know what line to cross with me, because I'm going to keep it real with you and let you know that it's not popping. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you can't agree, or if you want to walk away from the situation, or I don't want to be her friend no more, then fine, kudos, bye. But you're already going to know that what we had is what we had.
Past tense. Past tense. Oh, you know what, girl? I think I like you today.
See, they just be like, so you don't like me no more? Nah, but for real, this is a serious topic, and I guess the whole day that I knew we was gonna talk about this topic.
We was anticipating this topic.
Yes, because we want to hear your thoughts and comments. Because when we had these conversations one-on-one, or you have a group people talking about it, people get to talking and say what they say. So let us hear your comments. Do you feel that you can be, friends with the opposite sex? Because to me, even relationship wise, You have two gay couples, female on female, male and male, and they go through the same thing. They argue about that, the female probably looking at the other female. They argue about the male probably looking at the other male, or they friends with they ex, whatever. So at the end of the day, it really don't matter what relationship you might be in, if it's probably an issue in your relationship that you're still friends with your ex-lovers versus being friends with a male or female, because they go through the same thing. It's just, again, what is it that how you view your relationship, how you view how you view your partner, you know what I'm saying, or how much they share with you, because sometimes that could become a problem too. How you, I guess, what is it? Help me out. Like, y'all gotta excuse us because the dog just came downstairs. Like how you can go in your relationship with, if you are being friends with an ex lover or a male or a female, and you don't even have to be in a relationship to still have that issue. You know what I'm saying? But being somebody that is in a relationship, I can see where it can be an issue. You know what I'm saying? Or where it can cause problems.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, do you just cut off all your female friends or every female that you knew? No.
Because
you cut off every male that you knew?
And I think at some point, no matter what, it's always an ex, or it's always going to be a situation that's going to come out of the woodwork. You know what I'm saying? And regardless if they come at you at first like, yo, what's good? You know, it could be, you know, they weasel, like have a, not even weasel, I'm not going to say weasel, but just have a civilized conversation. And it may just take that one thought, that one moment in history where they reminisce about something, a moment that you all have shared. And you may even chime in on it. But guess after that, then that's just that. That was a conversation that happened, and now it's time to move on. Either we're going to talk about something completely different, or this conversation is going to be dead in the water.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's on, you know, women do it too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They might even like all your relationship pictures, or they might say, I see you, you know, whatever, just to let you know that they still around. Maybe not because they want to be back with you, or maybe not because they envy what you moved on to have, but maybe because they genuinely support what you're doing and where you're at now in your life, and they're in a better spot too, but they still enjoyed the friendship that you had.
Exactly. And that's the thing, friendship, some people need to understand and know that it can be separate. To me, it's the same thing when you, same thing, and I'm sorry that I'm bringing this back, but it's the same thing when you in a marriage and you divorce and you got kids. You gotta know how to bring it together. You gotta know how to build the friendship or whatever. Not saying that you got kids with your exes, but I'm just saying you know how to separate it.
Yes,
you know how to separate it. You know how to say, I'm happy for you, move on. It didn't work for us, so do what you do. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
And Carmen also said us women need to uplift each other because we all are beautiful, but because most don't uplift other women, us women find that we have more male friends. That's also, and I think also too that it works both ways too, because you know a lot of men don't have supportive women that's on their arm. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got your homie that's at all your whatevers, or you know, just encouraging you, giving you words of encouragement, or just, you know, just being that listening ear versus that bitchy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you come through the door, you hear him bitching, but you hit your homegirl up like, yo, what's good? No, what's good with you? I had a bad day, X, Y, and Z. Oh, damn, you know, they tripping. You know, somebody that you can just vent to, but your spouse is the, you know, should be the one you can vent to, but sometimes it don't work out like that. So that's why I believe sometimes people do end up having opposite sex friends. Tim said, some say the X, LOL. Yeah. And that too, you know.
No.
And it's not even to say that can't happen.
And that is true, but that's one of, just because they're ex, that means that you still got to be doing something with that person.
Yeah.
Just like they say, all baby daddies, because that's the baby mama, they still can get it.
They got that card.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I know that's so old school saying, but that's something they always say. That's the baby mama.
Yeah.
He can always get it.
It could be a possibility. Boy,
It's
bye.
the same thing. Not just because you an ex. No. So that means, and again, to each his own. Everybody have their opinion. But my opinion, for somebody to make that comment, that means you have never been in a situation or an experience that you were able to be friends with an ex.
Or
To
oh
me,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah. I was
I
about to
don't
say or
care.
a woman,
But
but yeah,
no,
I ain't
no,
gonna
no.
say a woman.
Regardless, even if a female said it,
Hmm.
and you right, if you never want to even be friends with your ex, nobody's saying you have to be friends with your ex. Nobody's saying, oh, break up, ex lovers, even if y'all weren't in a committed relationship. You know, we all grown. You can have just been sexually active with somebody for years, and it wasn't a relationship.
Boom.
But again, if you never experienced of either that type of situation or even having an ex and you give comments like that, again, to each his own, to me, you never experienced that.
Yeah, and
I
it's not to say
have.
that you won't though. It's not to say that
Right.
you won't
I'm a
experience
person
it.
that I definitely can say that I know how to be friends with an ex because I know the person that I am. I know after it's done, I know what I said, what I did. I speak freely of my relationship that I am now, or if I moved on to the next relationship. I have nothing to hide. I have nothing, no reason to lie to you. I'm going to be upfront. And that's probably why I still could be friends with my exes because I've been upfront.
Exactly.
You know,
And they have
so,
too. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't
right.
hide their situations. Lane said I was always one of the females that's always cool with males. As far as my exes, I'm cool with them. I still talk to them too. That don't mean I want them sexually. That just means we broke up on good terms and continue to be friends.
Right,
Simply put.
right.
But everybody ain't able. You know what I'm saying? It's either one or the other because a lot of people always say it's either this or that. You know what I'm saying? Because that gray area for them, it causes head confusion. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? But for me, if I already know that I am done with you in that way, I'll separate myself. You know what
Right,
I'm saying? To make sure that I don't have those feelings for you no more.
right.
And then if we so happen to reconnect for whatever reason, that feeling that I had is no longer. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
I'm just saying.
Familiar friends, a different situation. And that's why it's like either if you ain't been in that situation, you might know people who have.
Hmm.
So that's why that would be the response that you give. An ex, laugh out loud. To each his own.
Yeah, yeah. And it's not to say, right or wrong, like we already said, but everybody just everybody just grew different and you grow at different times in your life. And it's not so much about age, it's just about the person that you rocking with. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? About the men that you have or the women that you have in your life.
Mhm.
Sometimes your ex is not going to make a good friend. They're not even a good human by that point. You know
Right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Sometimes but I mean
Mhm.
sometimes, like I said, you come to a realization in your life where people don't serve you as they used to, and the role that you, even if y'all was just what's the word?
Right.
Even if y'all was just messing around.
Right.
I was
That's
trying to think of
another word,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah,
Even
messing
if y'all
around.
was just messing around and it was cool for what it was at that moment.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But at that time, y'all chopped it up, y'all talked, you know what I'm saying? You watched them go through life, they watched you go through life, looked out, whatever the case may be. And
Mhm.
after a while, you get tired of smashing, right?
Mhm.
And you want to progress, they don't.
Right. Right.
But they're honest and upfront. Y'all cool enough so they can let you know where they stand. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
So you take that on the chin. You can't be mad at a person that's telling you, look, baby, I love what we have. We cool. But this ain't going nowhere. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? You're ready. I'm not.
Right.
Now,
So now they
cut
become the ex. But can you
cut the
still
sex out.
but can you still be
And can y'all
friends?
still be friends? After you cut the sex out, after they've already told you that it's not going any further. Well, if this ain't going no further, then this ain't going no
Right.
further.
And you might be, not necessarily you, but
Uh-huh.
just say the female might be like, I'm good. We can still be friends. I come to realize that this is not for us. And I'm speaking from experience. I realize that, you know what I want, you don't want. But
Absolutely.
I can still be your friend because I come to realize I'm not angry no more.
And I've also come to realize that, you know what, you're absolutely right. And like you said, I'm speaking from experience as well. I've come to realize you're absolutely right. And you do make a better friend than you do lover, because I
Right.
would choke you probably if we were in a you know what I'm saying, a committed relationship. You
Right.
know, but I'm glad that we still can talk about these things. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
now there's nothing there. Like now I don't even want to attempt to rekindle. Like, yeah, I mean, you might throw something out there like, remember when we used to X, Y, and Z? Yeah, I remember that. Boy, I. And now what? I mean, are we gonna continue the conversation about what we used to do? Are we going to take that stroll down memory lane and speed the hell off? Because,
Right.
it wasn't meant to be.
Mhm.
And just based off experience, I have exes that I don't see eye to eye with, but for the most part, we all still cool. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
No,
And
right.
not saying cool like to the point to where I talk to them every day or I talk to them period, but cool to the point to where I'm not like if I see them in a store, I'm throwing canned goods at them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
not on no
Exactly.
angry Facebook post. I hate you. It's nothing like that
Right.
because I've grown and I don't even know if they grew, but
Mhm. No,
but I just know
right.
what's good for me and I know they're not good for me in that capacity. It still don't mean they're not cool, you know?
Right. So give us your comments. What you think? We had Elaine Parker. We have Tim that answered. Nikki Settle said, "Hey, my loves. Hey, Nikki, what's going
Yes.
on?"
We had
We had
Carmen.
Carmen. So come
Thank you
on, give
so
us some
much.
of your feedback. I know. Come on now. At the end of the day,
We can't be
we
the only
already
people that feel
know.
this way.
Right. I know this can be a everyday topic in your home, outside of your home, in your workplace,
Yep.
and your friend's house, whatever the case may be,
Mhm.
because it's no way that we the only ones that feel this way.
Actually, we're not the only ones because guess what I did? I found a statistic for you.
Dion was laughing
Okay.
at you too.
So it says, according to the NBC.com poll, 48% of people surveyed said they remained friends with their ex, and 18% said they tried, but it didn't work. So basically, all it's saying is it is possible. But I think the main thing is it just depends on the level of romance, I guess. Depends on how bad they broke your heart. Depends on even if they broke your heart.
Right.
Depends on even if y'all cut it off before it even got to the heartbreaking as far as
Mhm.
trying to be in a relationship. So I guess it do just depend on the the level of involvement.
Mhm.
So
Which definitely can be the case, because I guess if you still in love with that person, you're still gonna have them same feelings as if you were still in a relationship with them, if y'all still remain friends.
yeah, if you're still in love with that
You
person.
know what I'm saying? So I totally get that, and like I said, speaking on experience, I'm friends with male friends. I'm friends with exes. You know, um, even my fiance now, we had a time in our life that we parted ways, and we still remain friends. Yeah, we, had still had our stuff going on, meaning sexually. You know what I'm saying? So definitely understood. But at the same time, at some point, I was like, I gotta cut it off, because now it's still going back down the same route.
And
Is
it's not
the
changing.
reason why I cut it off, because I had wanted more, and I knew he wasn't ready for what I wanted, and I had to accept that. That's why I was able to let it go,
Mhm.
but still trying to hold on
Still
to
trying to
it.
keep your foot in the door.
Right, still trying to hold on to it. I was like, okay, I know,
You're
the
still
sex
in
is
love.
good, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know I'm still good. I know the type of person he is. I love how we communicate. I love how we connect, all that stuff. So I wanted to still be around. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
Even though I ended it, I had to still be around. But at the same, as time still went on that route, I was like, no, I need to cut all ties off. Like I had to. But I had to. And when I did, it was just like, ugh. But I knew what I had to do. Of course, we rekindled, and we now,
And now
together,
we is
engaged
planning
and
a
everything.
wedding.
But I just knew what I had to do in order to know that I was worth more than just what he was offering me. And not to say that, he wasn't offering me enough. I just knew I wanted more. But I'm glad it happened the way it did, because, I could talk about it and everything, but I'm just saying, speaking on
You just
experience,
you just had to apply a little pressure.
speaking on experience, can you still be friends with an ex even
Mhm.
if you still in love? Yeah, you can, but when the sex is involved, it does make it a little
Uh,
bit harder.
it does, but that's when it ain't even an ex when the sex is still involved. That's an active partner.
Yeah, but you still an ex though, because you're not in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because to me, if somebody was to ask me, "Are you in a relationship?" No. At that point
Right,
of
right,
my
right,
life,
right. But I'm
even,
still screwing my ex.
but that don't matter. I was entitled. I was able to do that because I was a
Yes.
single woman.
Yeah. Okay.
You get what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
Like dating or whatever. Like I was, yeah, I was still having sex with him, but I was a single woman.
I dig it.
No, no, I know you do. So I wasn't in a relationship, so I was entitled to do that, regardless if it was my ex or not an ex.
Right.
But going back to what we were saying, it does make it harder
Mm-hmm.
when it is an ex. But just because somebody say is an ex don't mean that you're screwing that person. I
Right.
know
Right.
where
Right.
I was at in my situation because I still was in love with him. Think I'm in love with every ex? Hell no. No. Who can be in love with five or four, six different
But see, and I
exes?
think too, that's where, like, when you say love, when you say I love my ex, or I love my ex, it's when you say love, I think people get it confused.
Well, in
They get
love, let me say
in love
that.
is
In love. Because
completely
I
different.
can, in love.
In love, so that's
Wanting
just
to
like,
be with him.
oh,
Wanting to
so
be
that,
with him on a
yeah,
whole nother level.
yeah, yep,
And
I
fighting for
agree,
it.
I
And
agree,
fighting for it.
yep,
Right.
I agree.
Dion said it depends on the people. Well, it depends on the people as far as what the ex is, Dion.
I think it depends on the people that's involved in the situation. Nick, Nicole.
What about when you're not still in love but the sex was great? Okay, and that goes back to where you can still be friends with that person because you did not have that emotional connection.
Yeah, that also
You know what I'm
counts. Yeah,
saying?
yeah, and even if you're not still in love and the physical attraction is still there, are you both still single, or are you both still are you in other relationships, or are you in another relationship and he is single or she is single? Like, it just depends on the dynamic, because of course sometimes, physical things lead to, you know relationships and exes and all that, but sometimes mental does too.
Yeah, but my thing is that the sex could be great, but that don't mean that you didn't meet somebody else where the sex was greater.
And it also don't mean that just because the sex was great at that moment,
Right, at that moment.
don't mean it's gonna be that way always.
Right. So, yeah, you can still be friends. To me, again, that's
Yeah.
going back to say, can you be friends with ex-lovers? Now, and again, how depending on how far the person take it, ex-lovers this way, ex-lovers that way. No, you don't have to go that deep into it. Can you be friends with ex-lovers sexually if you love the person that sexually? Yeah, you can. It is what it is. It was what it was. We reach different points in our
You have to
lives.
learn how to control the box. You have to control your body. You know what I'm saying? Mind over matter. Yeah, the sex was great. Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
also past tense.
but even as female, it's still a mental thing for us.
It is.
That's the thing for us. In order
You
to
control your mind, you
it,
control the
no,
box.
no, but for real,
Yeah.
if it's not there mentally, it's not going down.
Anywhere, yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's probably why men, not all men, but some men might fail to realize why a female might still can't be friends with an ex, because it's a mental thing. They might be thinking, oh, they see a cutie, oh, they see a fat butt, oh, they see this, they gonna smash. No, it takes more than that to just do
For
that.
some women.
Right, some women, but just overall the average, like the average. The
I
average
don't even
woman,
want to say average anymore, friend.
the
We might
average
not be
no,
average.
but the average
We might be
woman,
A.
it takes more than just
Physical attraction.
physical
Yes,
attraction.
yes,
It
yes.
takes more than because the guy said you're cute, because the guy said you got a big butt. Overall, you can be friends with a male, you could be friends with your ex-lovers.
Yes.
That's how I see it. You can.
I agree. I agree. And it's like I said, once it's done and it's over with, it's done and over with. Well, for me, I can definitely say that. Like, I can't. I can't say for everybody else, but I know once I'm beyond that stage of wanting to be with you, or being physically attracted to you, hmm, we can still be cool if you choose to still be cool. Like if you choose to be cool with me, then I can be cool with you because I know it's not gonna go any further. Because at the end of the day, it's up to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the receiver, so it will be up to me if I want to open the box. So I just
Dion,
think that
let's see, hold up.
it's
Dion
a
said,
woman's choice.
what happened if you be friends with ex-lovers and then the feeling come back and you are in a relationship?
Oh, that's good.
Can the feelings come back? Well, if the feelings come back,
Were they ever
no,
gone?
I'm about to say that to me, that means they never left. But
And why are you feeling what you feeling? Are you just in a moment of vulnerability? Or is it because you know, those memories came back and you're like, hey, I wonder whatever happened between us. How come we couldn't?
right, that means the feelings never left. And again, we all know we probably had that what if this person, that what if that. We are human. We have normal minds. We think normal. Nobody's a robot. So at your point in your life, you probably had that person, that would have person. But that don't mean you wasn't able to move on. You know what I'm saying? You probably had that first love and whatever the case may be. So
That first
if
love that
if
it
the
didn't work
if
out.
right, so if the feelings came back, it's not that they came back. To me, my opinion, they never came back. They just never left.
You just buried them.
Right, and not that you dwelled on it, and not that you could not move on in your life
Mm-hmm,
and find
mm-hmm.
another better love. Not to say that, but that just means that that's somebody that's dear to your heart. That's just somebody that's dear to your heart that you will always probably love, always think about, and it don't mean that you still cannot move on in your next relationship. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that you did not let go. That's just somebody that's in the back of your mind or that's in your heart that you still think and care about.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Which is not wrong.
Yep.
It's not wrong. Like nobody's perfect. This is life.
And David said, so easy to recycle comfort and staying friends. The thing is that yes, like Nikki said, it's easy to recycle. Yes, but that depends on if you want what you threw out in that same way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You may not want them if you don't want that person to serve your life no longer in that capacity, regardless if you moved on, found better, or regardless if you just found yourself and you're completely over it. It doesn't matter. If you don't want that person in that same manner, then you just don't want them. Yeah, the ease, the comfort, I know him, I'm comfortable with you,
Mm-hmm.
I can do this and nobody will ever find out because me and you got that
Right.
relationship. Yeah,
Right.
all that is very possible, but it depends on how you view that person, how you feel about how your emotions are tied to that aspect of your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Which you can probably talk about it all day.
yeah.
But but in your mind, nobody would never, not you personally, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying nobody would never understand. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody would never understand. You could say, I don't want him. I don't want her. I'm done. I'm over with. And you may see that person walk in a door or walk in somebody and be like, hey, what's going on? I thought you ain't want him. I thought you ain't want her. I mean, I could
I
still say
I
hi.
didn't think I don't really think I said I wanted them.
Right. I can
Like,
still, it's no beef.
I mean,
I can
yeah, it's
still
no
say
beef. We still know
hi.
each other.
I
It's not like,
mean, it's okay.
yes, people, and you know what, women, that was the thing. Love. You can love multiple people. It doesn't mean you're in love with each one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I love you. I want to see you. Ouch. I just smacked something. Hold on. I love you. I want to see you do well. I want to see you prosper in life. I want to know when your kids graduate because, we cool like that. It doesn't mean I love you. I want to be with you, spend the rest of my life with you, and let you come over and sneak in my window. But if you
Right.
hungry, I might fix you a plate, don't homie, because you hungry, you down the street. It don't mean that I absolutely love you. Or if I'm hungry, I would want you to feed me because I be hungry sometimes. So I don't think that it necessarily means that the love that men think of it, the love that some men think it
Mm-hmm.
is not always in the same capacity. Again, because if I wanted you that way, I would pursue you that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Dion says sometimes they can leave and then come back when you see or stay in contact with a person. And you know what? They can. But
Did they leave?
that is the other person that's on the receiving end to disconnect. No, you cannot come back in my life on that level.
Or just disconnect, period. Like if you know that you have these feelings or these feelings are probable to come back and you know you already are with someone, you have to completely disconnect from this
Right.
person.
So if you got two things, it's two. You got either you got to disconnect because you already know it's gonna harm, or you don't want to bring no problems to your relationship, or whatever the case may be, or either listen, I'm good, I'm happy, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. How you been? It's okay for that though too.
Yeah,
And
because you
keep
did
it
share a part of your life with this
and keep
person,
it
regardless if it was a long time
and
or
and keep it as that.
yeah.
If you choose the route to say don't never call me, don't never contact me, go on with your life, that is a-okay.
Yeah.
You know you. You know what I'm saying?
You know you.
You know
Regardless,
you.
regardless,
But
you
then
know what you
also,
gonna
not
do.
even about knowing you, then now you bring it to another level because if you are in a relationship and you are dealing with the opposite sex friends, now this is if you're in a relationship, because if you're single, at the end of the day, it's to you what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Either you could be friends or you can't, but it still sums up the same thing. Can opposite friends be opposite friends be opposite sex be friends? It still sums up. But in relationship wise, what about if you have your significant other say, well, I don't want you talking, you know, to your exes. Or I don't want you talking to no male friends. I don't want you talking to no female friends. Again,
That has to be mutual. Before you can even think about making that call, that has to be mutual. It has to be, you and I making, you shutting down all women in your whole entire life that you ever knew from fifth grade, just for you to even make that request. Only reason why I would want that to happen is because to me, I think it would give you a little bit of a sense of how stupid this is.
to me, it can, and I'm going to say it can never happen. Actually, especially if you are progressing, even in your business. Sometimes your business makes you have to talk to other females and males. So how are you going to
It's
progress?
called life.
How are you going to progress in your business? How are you going to progress in your life if you never have an interaction
With
with
another sex.
another opposite sex?
It
That's
happens. It
crazy.
happens. Just like if you're a chef and you go cook, you cook. You cook intimate meals. You cook for parties. You cook for your business. Not gonna be women, so you just gonna cut down all like no women clientele whatsoever.
Right.
So now you just cooking for dudes. I'm
Right.
just asking. You know
Because
what
they
I'm
might
saying?
even say, "Can you come cook for me and my dude?" They can be just because they asking you to cook for them. That don't mean they want you. They want a good special meal
From you
for their special night,
for
their
their special night.
anniversary night.
Yes.
It can be again your business, an event planner. You can be a photographer. You can be whatever. Like it's impossible. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. It's impossible to.
To avoid having some type of interaction with somebody that's outside of the person that you're with,
Yes.
that's of the opposite sex or same
So can
sex.
they be friends? Yes. Now, ex-lovers, now that's when you probably saying, well, yeah, this is your business. I know you're going to meet new people. But at the same time, what about if your ex can probably help you in your business?
Or what if your ex wants you to come cook a meal for her and her new dude?
Bro, I mean, to each his own, but it's
So
okay.
you in
I
your
don't know.
feelings that much?
I might be crazy. I might be weird. I don't know. It's just certain things. I just be like, it's not that serious. It's not that serious.
I
It's
just
not that
don't.
serious. Um, Nikki said true. I don't know what part you saying true to,
Probably all
Nikki,
of it,
but you
girl.
saying true. David said when love is discussed, women love multiple people, men not. Okay, but that's when you say love. When you say love, I can say I love someone. Love meaning that you care for them. You don't want no harm in their life. Like you wishing them the best. You wishing they blessings. So when you say love, I love you. Um, blessings and
peace be with you.
whatever.
Just like what y'all doing, like just basically caring about a person, not that, and it don't always be like, oh, I love you, and I let me count the ways. It could be just at the end of the conversation, yo, I love you, talk to you next time, or I love you, talk to you soon. It don't
Yes.
always have to mean I love you and what you wearing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He also said, I don't think men have use for women friends if they don't benefit in any way, sex or something. The
See?
discussion of the past will rear its ugly tail. It's hairy tail, not even ugly. It's a hairy tail. If to me, that's in any relationship, any friendship. If you're not benefiting from it in some way, then what's the use of having a friendship? It's not only men and women. That's with anything. If they're not helping you grow, if they're not encouraging you, if they're not supporting you, then what's the use? And it don't only have to be men and women. That's any relationship. So there is always going to be some type of benefit, but it don't always have to be sex. It don't always have to end in sex.
Right.
So I just think that yeah, a past discussion, yeah, if a past situation comes up in a discussion, yeah, we discuss it, yeah, okay, that was cool. Well, move on, because I can't control another person's mind. If you tell me, if I'm in a relationship with you and we end up breaking up and being friends, and you bring up something that we did, like, yo, remember that time we went to X, Y, and Z? I can't tell you what to talk about, but I can tell you what's not going to happen.
But every discussion or situation don't have to be that. That's what I'm saying. It could just be like, yo, I see you doing your thing. I know people, I can help you along your way, or what you need, let me know. I got you. I could give you the hookup if you, got this going on.
Yeah.
It don't always have to be that. Or it could just be like, yo, what's going on? How the family, how the kids.
Yep. What's going on?
How your parents doing?
Yeah.
How your sister doing? Because you have a connection with that person.
Or it could be simply like, okay, I just seen that post that you typed. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? What's going on with you? Reaching out, because I just made a post earlier today about an opportunity that came my way, and somebody reached out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God, like that's dope. I worked in this.